In this video I'll be building a very cheap PC from these parts. The motherboard I got for free. It has many bent connector pins and it was found in the trash and given to me. This motherboard I've used to test some power supplies because it's cheap, and I've already changed the thermal paste. It has an AMD A6 CPU which is soldered on and has graphics, so it's in fact an APU. This Acer case I found locally, and it's a used case which probably has had the components inside case swapped, or then there has been a motherboard problem and the seller has just decided to sell the case. The case already has a power supply which is 220 watts, which is actually way above what this hardware needs, but that's a PSU which fits the case, so I'll keep that one. I did not have the correct IO shield, and the one that came with this case was almost but not exactly compatible with the motherboard, but I used this kind of mesh universal IO shield, which you have to cut the holes yourself, and that's actually quite tedious to get the holes to match the placement of the ports. After the motherboard was in place, I just connected all the cables which are standard luckily in this case and the motherboard. The motherboard would have had a USB 3 header, but the case doesn't have USB 3, so that's a shame. But yeah, the motherboard also has only 2 SATA slots, so I can't use the DVD drive if I install 2 drives, which I'm of course going to want to do because I want an OS drive and storage drive which will be SSD and HDD respectively. I'm using a cheap SSD from Aliexpress in this case. The PC case had an AMD E1 sticker, which these E1 and E2 APUs are absolutely horrible processors, and they cannot take even home or office usage or basic web browsing sometimes. So luckily this won't have that, and an A6 instead, which should be fine with those kind of tasks. Of course this PC won't be really able to play any games, but this will be a good home/office/web browsing PC for someone. I got these peripherals for free and saved them from going to a landfill, and these had the wireless receiver missing. You can buy those off Aliexpress if they use a unifying receiver like these Logitech ones.